so special.
I'm telling y'all, in this faith, the only thing you can do is try. You gotta apply these laws, statutes, and commandments. The faith of the Most High, I'm telling you, I tried. A mouth is hard to contain. The face to point the blame. I got a 9 iron out of plug. You welcome to the range. Dry bones, hunger pain, pestilence and hurricane. Niggas wanna entertain, the blind can't ascertain. The war's for your brain. Wanna suit up, then come see me. Read John 8 and 32 and maybe we can be free. No hookups or freebie. Israelite roots on GP. Making the heathen flee. Living the word is my destiny. I might get foul. Throw the towel. Where's the referee? French connect my Hennessy. You gassed off jealousy. Effeminate tendencies. Love affair with enmity. These kites want a legacy and lied about equity. Rebel like the Maccabee. Worldwide catastrophe. Pray when we face the east. The 7 crowns on the beast. Let my dogs of the least hit the word in the streets. Whether with the word or wins, no defeat. I try to stand tall from pillar to post, but I swear these things be doing the most. I try to keep it real when everything's fake. Never fold, never break, I be a stand-up Jake. I try to avoid these stumbling blocks like potholes and scanning you niggas like barcodes. I try to keep it real when everything's fake. Never fold, never break, I be a stand-up Jake. As good as it gets, the Lord said it best. Yours is delayed and mine is expressed. My spirit is vexed. Hit the left and Van Ness, keep the law for success. I heard the word about Kemet and I wasn't impressed. Nevertheless, I keep my sword sharp. You love playing in the dark. Greatest of the art. Harrison Forest get torn apart. Why you wanna start a game that you can't win? A bunch of jokers, charlatans, and Harley Quinns. Melanated skin, holding the upper hand. You rustle on the motherland, gird with the bands. Do as the Lord commands, and it's like the sands. 144 grand is how we seal the deal. It's no swine with the meal, elected like you're ill. It's real, how it feels, time to break the spell. Shout to UZL, from the depths of hell. I'm doing life with Christ and I don't need no bail. I try to stand tall from pillar to post, but I swear these things be doing the most. I try to keep it real when everything's fake. Never fold, never break, I be a stand-up Jake. I try to avoid these stumbling blocks like potholes and scanning you niggas like barcodes. I try to keep it real when everything's fake. Never fold, never break, I be a stand-up Jake.
All praise, honor, glory to the Most High. While you have a shot, man. It's your brother IQAhmath. IQAhmath first name. IQ is all the same. DSTM is where you at. Don't shoot the messenger. You cannot do that. I got to keep talking. I got to keep putting this word up. You dig what I'm saying? Never fold, never break. Be a stand-up Jake. That's what we need to be doing as a people. Brothers and sisters in this faith, man, stay 10 toes down in this faith, man. Stay 10 toes down in your fear of the Most High, the keeping of the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Being examples to the flock. Trying to seal the elect. You know, we got work to do, y'all. We got work to do, man. All praises, man. Hopefully everybody is solid in here, man, on the blessed Shabbat. Let me give my salutes, man, to my family in here. I'm going to go ahead and get right to it. A little bug is trying to get me, y'all. I'm fighting it off. So, you know, if you hear me clear my throat or, you know, a little coughing here or there, don't trip. The work will continue. And I'm not going to fall for it. You dig what I'm saying? So shout to the brother, UZL, Malachi, brothers up there in the Northwest, man. Hopefully y'all are well, man. The house of Byron in the house, shalom to you. Parat Amah, shalom to you. Shar in the house, shalom. Brother Jackson, shalom. The house of Bayan, there you go. What's up, bro? Shalom. Kohath in the house, shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom to Shalak. Rosemary, appreciate you as always. All the way from London. Sister said, I got to tap in with my brother. All right. Wipe them feet too. What about the rest of y'all? That's the question. Let me find out somebody walked in with dirty feet. You know, I don't like that. No dirty feet in the house. You dig what I'm saying? So far, so good. All praises. Naquab, shalom to you, man. From Egypt to Israel, shalom. Sister Denise, shalom. Brother Jerry, shalom to you. Jason, shalom. There go Ezel, my brother Ayal, shalom, shalom, good brother. There's the Wiz, there you go. Shalom, Karatazah, shalom, family. Good seeing y'all last weekend. Good seeing y'all last weekend. Hopefully y'all had a good time. Let me go ahead and close this out, man, because I'm kind of short on time today, but we're still gonna get it done. We're still gonna get it cracking. Let me get my screen share set up. Turn that up. Again, if you have not already, wipe them feet when you come in, man. If you having a blessed Shabbat, man, praising the Most High for waking you up today, keeping you in good health, good spirits, and keeping your spirit locked into the truth, man. Put a 7 in the chat, man. Give all praise, honor, glory to the Most High. Why Yahweh Shai through Christ and Christ. You did. Put a 7 in the chat, man. You want to glorify the Most High? Feel free. Feel free. All right, let's start here. You know what? Let me start here. No, select it. I'm in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 28. And this is what we do. This is what has to be done. This is the pedigree of a prophet. This is the pedigree of a seer, a teacher, one who is in tune with the spirit, in tune with understanding the prophecies, in tune with understanding what the Most High is trying to relay for his people, right? So the prophets get sent before. What are we supposed to do? Jeremiah 28:8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against, not for, against many countries and against kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So it's clear that the prophets of the Most High and the prophets of old were always rebellious to the system. They were always fighting against the system, always looking to expose what was going on within said countries or said captivities that we were in. It was always about assembling a rebellion. You understand what I'm saying? Before the above prophesied against these countries. That alone is a cut that the Most High is not for everybody and all the inhabitants of the countries. We're not talking prosperity doctrine over here and love, and having a reverend love fest over here. No. The Most High said that we got to talk about these great kingdoms, the war that's impending, the evils that go on in the earth, the pestilence. And I know sometimes it gets in people's heads, man, it'd be like overload. You know, we just want to veg out. Yeah, man, I had enough. It's always some bad news. Always some. Well, that's the times that we're living in. It's not Disneyland. And the faster that we understand that and we move in that particular spirit, the faster that the Most High will continue sealing the elect and waking up his lost sheep. And we can get the hell up out of here. And Most High willing, we make it to our blessed kingdom. Pestilence. Verse 9, it says, the prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. Are they teaching? It's been a long time, but you know, for my scouring around and seeing what are these modern day preachers talking about right now? Are they talking about evil, war, pestilence? Or are they still talking about feel good? Are they still talking about these self-esteem pick-me-up seminars that they have every Sunday? You feel guilty after that Saturday night, man, of doing all kind of evils and debauchery and the whole nine. And you said, man, I got to go to church. Man. I got to get that word in. Let me go on over here, man, and hear the word. Not do the word. Not do the word. Let me just go hear what's going on. James told us that be ye not hearers of the word, but doers. Oops. What's wrong with this? Oh, shit. My mouse is tripping, so I got to just go directly to the scriptures. James 1:22 says, be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. That's what ends up happening is our people get deceived because they think they can go to church and go hear the word and come out blessed. They're going to go in there and hear the word and feel like they're getting saturated with the Holy Spirit, and they leave up out of there, and all of a sudden now they're a changed person. No. We got to be doers of the word. We got to live, learn, and apply this word in our lives, man. It can't be for play. It can't be for play. Okay. Let's go to Psalms. One thing we're going to know is in Psalms 82:8 says, arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. See, the Most High is judging the earth right now. When we're talking about all this World War III talk, all the nuke talk, all of the pestilence talk, all of the evil talk, all of the, NWO talk, right? All of the global ID talk, all of the famine talk, all of the economy talk. It's all leading towards the judgments that the Most High is pronouncing upon the earth. Why? Because now the Most High said he's going to go back to inherit all nations. He's going to bring them back into subjection. The children of Israel are going to be placed back in our rightful place as being the true inheritors of the earth. Remember in 2nd Ezra 7, the Lord said that he made the earth for our sakes. Is it second or it might be first? Let me double check. Let me double check. Yeah, 7, right? He said that he made the earth for our sakes. So everything that comes along with it, the inheritance of the nations, we're getting all that back. Matter of fact, let's go there real quick, just so that we can see. Because once the Most High judges the earth, he said all the inheritance of the nations are going to be his again. Well, who did he give rulership and dominion over the earth? Look, 2nd Ezra 7:10, it says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. What's our portion? Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. So obviously, once we fell from grace, entered into sin, now we're in repent mode. Because what we're trying to get back, we're trying to get back our portion. I know we love to talk about, man, we're going to get our land back. And yeah, that's all good. And I'm fully with that. But guess what? The Lord said the whole damn world is ours. I want it all. Most High willing. You should too. Let's not settle just for our land. Yeah, definitely. That's our blessing. That's the Lord made us a bonded covenant with our land. Yeah, absolutely. But don't forget, he said the whole world has been set aside for us. And that's why he's judging the world so that the inheritance of the nations can be received back and they can get put into bondage. They can get back and put themselves in their rightful position as secondary, tertiary in the earth. We all know Deuteronomy 7:6. That's what attracted many of us in the truth. When we read that, the Most High said that he set us above all nations upon the face of the earth, a special people. That made us stick our chest out a little bit, chin up. Yeah, I'm somebody. I'm not just a nigga in a spit. I'm not a blood or a crip. I'm not less than. The Most High chose me, said I'm better than everybody else. He created, and then you start looking at the parallels of everything we've done, from the intellectual sides, from the inventions to the sports to the overall physical genetics of us. We know. I mean, I was watching what was it? It was some interview. I can't even remember who it was. These old basketball, I'm not disrespecting them, but the old school basketball players from like the 80s and the 90s. You should talk about, man, how they used to go out and party and drink all night and all of that, and then go out and go play a full game, dominate, after being hung over and slumped over, and then go out and do it again the next night. Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, all of them was talking about, man, he should go out, party the whole nine, and then get up and go slay somebody. And Esau's over there wearing himself out in the damn gym and shooting up all kind of performance enhancing drugs, HGH and steroids, and just trying to keep up. And a Jake can roll out the bed and give him 40. You got to be a special people to do that, man. And they constantly trying to, catch up. That's why they say even with the Marvel, superhero stuff, Captain America, he was always envious of Black Panther. They wanted an equal to that. And that's why they gave him that super serum, which is basically steroids. Trying to keep up with the Jake. You understand? So we got a lot coming to us. But we got to be found worthy of it, right? It says, therefore, wait ye upon me. See, that's why when we read in 2 Ezra 9, the Most High says, measure the time. We have to be patient in our deliverance. We got to be patient. See, a lot of times now, man, Jake's losing patience. It's a whole lot of folly going on within Israel, man. They talking, oh, these anti-camp this, anti-camp that. We ain't got to keep the laws. Oh, these guys are Pharisees. Oh, they're talking about, the nations and Esau. And we got to love the nations. I mean, that's when Jason get losing patience. That's when they like, you know what? I might, maybe I should compromise. Staying solid on my foundational understanding that's just not working enough. You know. Then what ends up happening is brothers get caught up in sin, acting a damn fool. Because we don't want to wait for the Most High. Look, therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. We see it coming. The Most High is rising up. When we just got to read, he's going to judge the earth. He's rising up right now. This is why we're hearing all of this talk about World War III, all about the collapse of economies, the assembling of nations coming together, looking to choose sides on who's going to go on what side when it comes down to this World War III situation. The World ID, Mark of the Beast, all that. Now we're seeing all of these things, right? Why? Because the Most High is rising up to the prey. Just like, you may watch the nature shows, man, and you see that lion creeping up in the tall grass, the yellow grass. He's got the mane and the whole nine camouflaged, creeping, slowly but surely, getting ready to rise up to the prey, right? It says, for my determination is to gather the nations. So this is where we're seeing all the nations being gathered. We read about Joel chapter 3 in the valley of Jehoshaphat. The Most High said, declare this among the Gentiles, man. Tell them to beat their plowshares into swords, get ready for war. You understand what I'm saying? In the valley of decision and judgment, it says, for my determination is to gather the nations that I may assemble the kingdoms. So as we look at some of these, and y'all know, we've been watching and looking at many of these articles and stories and videos and throughout the whole, past couple of years with DSTM, just documented from the Ukraine situation. We're seeing further and further nations assembling themselves together. Even when you're looking at the BRICS, and we've talked about that, from the economic system that is being set up as an alternative to the dollar being the world reserve currency. They're cutting off the dollar, the petrodollar. Saudi Arabia says, man, we're not utilizing the dollar to value our oil anymore. We're going to take currencies from various other nations. They've got the SWIFT payment system over there in Europe. They're already trying to set up a whole new system to try to break away from the Great Horde. And that's when it's going to be a complete battle for power. Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Esau just loves power, man. They will tear each other down. We see throughout the history of Rome, Greece, they will backstab each other, man, and slaughter each other and destroy each other, deceive each other, all to be the one sitting on that throne. They don't give a damn. It's about who's going to be ruling. So they're fighting for power right now. But the Most High is gathering these nations, right? It says that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation. So now the fury of the Lord is going to be poured upon these nations. And what's it going to do is going to rile them up in order to make them fight. Just like in Ezekiel 38, right? Or the Most High said he's going to put hooks in the jaws of Gog and Magog, meaning modern day Russia and its leader, and other nations such as Persia, Ethiopia. I forgot the rest, but they're going to be gathered together, taking up arms. Then the Most High is going to put the fury of his spirit in them and make them go, boom. Pour upon them the fear of his indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So he's going to set up the situation for this World War III, and it's all to the glory of the Most High, because he's utilizing them to kill each other. Meanwhile, the children of Israel here in our spiritual Goshen, man, repenting, trying to get right, preparing ourselves for the incoming kingdom. Okay. Um, let's read verse 11, Isaiah 2. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. See, all of the haughty looks, man, everything that the so-called white man is doing. Hey, not Jeff Bezos, what's his name? Zuckerberg, he can go spend billions of dollars on bunkers and AI and everything he wants to, man. The Most High said they're going to be humble, man. They got these lofty looks. They're running around, vacationing on yachts. They on their private jets telling you, you know what? You need to cut down your carbon footprint. You need to go electric, get rid of the gas. Meanwhile, they're jet setting all around the world in private jets, exhausting their carbon footprint all over the damn world. And they say, well, I need that. You know, I'm trying to save the world. This is what Bill Gates be talking about. Yeah, I got to have a fleet of private jets. I'm telling you, hey, you can't have that, man. The lofty looks of man shall be humble. You know, the so-called white man, he feels as though he can't be overthrown. Slow Biden's out eating ice cream cones, man, dribbling it all over himself. He just lied again, talking about they were working out a peace deal between Israel and Hamas for a hostage release. And he was like, yeah, I think it'll be done by this weekend. That was last weekend. Anybody see a peace deal happen? No, because he'd be lying. Talking about his security advisors told him that, man. The mofo, man, he be lying, man. Y'all know. Okay. Continuing on, it says, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. See, it's about the Most High being exalted. He's going to get the glory. He's going to get the honor, right? We're putting things back in perspective. Let's get to the meat of the matter, okay? So, what do we see here? Slovak PM says Western states consider bilateral deals to send troops to Ukraine. So, I can't remember we talked about it last week, or was it just? I think we talked. No, I don't think we did. But we've been talking about it for a while now about Western troops being in Ukraine already fighting. And remember, Slow Biden said, if you send in F-16s, tanks, and troops over into Ukraine, it's called World War III. Y'all remember that, right? Now we're hearing that that's what we already know. The tanks is over there. The Abrams tanks is already over there. The F-16s has already been announced. They're already over there. They've been fueling them with all kinds of missiles and weaponry. Now the troops, but they're running back. You know, as we see, they're going to be stepping back, saying, "No, we're not doing that. Hold on." See, you get some of these paranoid European leaders, they jump in the gun, speaking on things prematurely. But they're already telling us, you know, that's like the scripture say, man. Esau's gonna tell on himself, man. He be talking like he ain't. Psalm 64. Psalm 64 and 8 says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Esau gonna tell on themselves. So the Slovak prime minister said that they're considering putting troops, the West is considering putting troops on the ground in Ukraine. The French president, Macron, he says the same thing. Then you get a couple of nations popping out saying, no, we didn't say that. We're not doing that. Hold on. Oops, too late. The forked tongue that already came out, popping out. So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So Slovak is coming out saying that they got a bilateral deal on the table that they're going to be sending troops to Ukraine. So that means when you're talking about the West, you're talking about basically NATO troops from America to Britain to Germany, to so forth and so on, right? Once that's announced and understood, man, you might as well say World War III. Thus the title of the video. The Pentagon chief, Lloyd Austin, came out and said, if Ukraine loses, it's all out war with NATO and Russia. Period. Once that happens, it's World War III, period, man. NATO's got over 30 countries in alignment. Russia's got themselves and their allies. What are we talking about? Several NATO and European Union members are considering sending soldiers to Ukraine on a bilateral basis, Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico said on Monday. Fico, who has long opposed military supplies to Ukraine and has taken a position seen by some critics as pro-Russian, offered no details, and other European leaders did not immediately comment on his remarks. I wonder why. Look, he was speaking ahead of a meeting of European leaders in Paris that he is due to attend later on Monday. Did you hear that? He's speaking ahead. Oops, he said something too fast, ahead of the time, before they even had their meeting, because he already was in a loop of the agenda of the meeting. So what's he do? He comes out and starts talking. Whoops, ahead of the meeting. Or maybe he's just tripping. What do they say here? Putting Western troops on the ground in Ukraine is not ruled out. What? In the future, French leader says. See, Macron tried to play it slick. Hey, look, the future isn't an hour from now. The future is tomorrow. The future is 60 seconds from now. Shall they play them games? Oh, in the future. You automatically start thinking, oh, you're talking sometimes years from now. We've seen the timeline of them lying. Remember Great Britain? They said it was going to be within the next 3 years. Then NATO popped down and said, oh, no, it's going to be within the next 30 years. Oh, no. They had multiple years that they kept throwing everybody off. The way things are escalating, that's why the Most High said, measure the time, right? So we can kind of figure out who's telling the truth. So if two, what's the scripture say? At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, according to the law, let everything be established. Okay, then we got 2 on deck. They're saying that this is that's what they're talking about. But the rest of NATO and these other Western alliances are saying, no, we didn't agree to that. Hold on. And behind closed doors, man, they cussing out Macron and Slovak Prime Minister. Telling them, man, what the hell is wrong with you, man? You're not supposed to be saying that. We got to ease this news out there. You seen, we played the video a few weeks ago, man, that one of the generals in NATO said, you got to get prepared. You should have what do you say? You should have a battery operated radio and some water and some supplies to get through the first 72 hours. Remember that? You have Putin instituting nuclear preparedness as part of school curriculum now. But meanwhile, over here in America, man, they're too busy talking about what the new pronouns are and trying to make sure that a man can go into the woman's bathroom and vice versa. So let's look. French President Emmanuel Macron said Monday that sending Western troops on the ground in Ukraine is not ruled out. Now, when has France ever been able to make a determination like that on their own, man? France is one of the weaker nations within NATO. They ain't calling shots like that, but he's speaking because that's the collective understanding. It hasn't been ruled out. He's just relaying what they've already talked about. Look, in the future, after the issue was debated at a gathering of European leaders in Paris, as Russia's full-scale invasion grinds into a 3rd year. The French leader said that, quote, we will do everything needed so Russia cannot win the war. Uh-oh. Everything needed. Remember, I said a long time ago when this thing first, but they're not going to let Russia just completely collapse and break down Ukraine. That means it's going to show an effective failure and weakness of NATO. They're going to have to jump in. It ain't going to be enough to send them money and send them supplies and send them weapons. Look, how many times we already read different articles saying that the war is over with? It's going bad for Ukraine. More than 10. So they already made an agreement. They're not going to let Russia. It said they cannot win the war. After the meeting of over 20 European heads of state and government and other Western officials. So 20 European heads, all after they had a little argument, a little debate, the conclusion was we can't let Russia win, and we're not going to rule out sending out these troops. He was just a mouthpiece of what these 20 heads of state said. Now, so there's no consensus today. Today, we know that. You just said the future. See how Esau try to lose you in the damn word? There's no consensus today to send in an official endorsed man of troops on the ground. We know that. You already said in the future it's not being ruled out. But he's trying to make it seem like, nah, we're not even talking about that right now. Yeah, you are. But in terms of dynamics, nothing can be ruled out. Macron said in a news conference at the LC Presidential Palace. Let's move on. Germany and Poland say they're not sending troops to Ukraine as the Kremlin warns of a wider war. Look at that. They said, hold on, speak for yourself. We're not doing it. So now you see a little bit of a schism within NATO. But remember, hey, if two can't walk together, lest they be agreed. Germany doesn't want no smoke with Russia. Neither does Poland. But they're part of NATO, so they got to go along to get along. But they're going on record as part of, not right now, but we just got through seeing articles 2-3 weeks ago that all of the particular nations that were setting up bunkers and moving their defense systems close to their borders. Poland was one of them. They're preparing, but they said they're not going to send troops over there right now. European military heavyweights Germany and Poland affirmed Tuesday that they would not be sending troops to Ukraine after reports that some Western countries may be considering doing so as the war with Russia enters its third year. So how do we reconcile that, man? Do we know that the so-called white man is a born liar? Thus saith the Lord, born liar, covering his tracks. Psalm 58. And 3 says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Remember, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, the 7 abominations in his heart. He can't help himself. I told y'all a long time ago, I got to find that video, but when even Trump was quoted saying he tries to tell the truth when he can. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, just in case y'all thought I was tripping. Donald Trump admits he only tells the truth when I can. Oops. Trump says he always tries to tell the truth when he can. Who's restricting him from telling the truth? Who's telling them to lie? I do try to tell the truth. That can only come from the so-called white man. Why do they have to try to tell the truth when they can? Well, because they've been born liars. It's built within them. As soon as they be born speaking lies, man, you can't take his word as far as you can't trust his word as far as you can throw him. So when you got him pumping up here talking about, we didn't say that we're going to do that, you lying. Let's go back. So Germany and Poland, they backing away. Hold on, we're not ready for that right now. European military heavyweights Germany and Poland affirmed Tuesday that they would not be sending troops to Ukraine after reports that some Western countries may be considering doing so as the war with Russia enters its third year. The head of NATO also said the U.S.-led military alliance has no plans to send troops to Ukraine, which they already have. What are they talking about? NATO also said the U.S.-led military alliance has no plans to send troops to Ukraine. Let's see if that's true. They got no plans on it, huh? Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Oh, Pentagon confirms active duty U.S. troops are deployed inside Ukraine. Pentagon orders departure of U.S. troops in Ukraine. Oh, I guess that's told them they got to get out. Now they're saying they ain't got nobody over there. I think we've seen otherwise. All right. Oops. Hold on. Okay. Oops. Slow down now. Let's get back over here. So the Kremlin, meanwhile, warned that a direct conflict between NATO and Russia would be inevitable. So that's not just coming from Lloyd Austin in the U.S. The Kremlin, meaning Russia, they're also in agreement, warned that a conflict between NATO and Russia would be inevitable if the alliance sends combat troops. In this case, we need to talk about probability, but about the inevitability of conflict. So it's not a matter of if, it's when. Pentagon chief, if Ukraine is defeated, NATO will be at war with Russia. Well, we've already been documenting how good is the war going for Ukraine right now? How's it going? Are they doing good? They on schedule to defeat Russia, or are they taking major L's? Major L's. So if the trajectory continues on the way that it's going, Ukraine is going to be defeated. U.S. Pentagon Chief Lloyd Austin, he comes out and says NATO will be at war with Russia. There you have it. This is the single most important, dangerous, and highly revealing statement from a top defense official in the West in a long time. Single most important, dangerous, highly revealing, you hear all them keywords, from a top defense official in the West in a long time. It also demonstrates that precarious urgency of the moment and the huge stakes going into the November U.S. election. The world truly stands on the precipice of a nuclear nightmare. You don't say. Or were those guys on the corner that was talking about, America's going to be destroyed and nuclear war is coming and Armageddon and the Valley of Jehoshaphat and, the nations going to war and Israel being liberated. Oh, those crazy guys. Oh, they're talking all this nuclear stuff. They're crazy. What? Now we're hearing about mainstream news talking about World War III. Oh, now we're hearing about what the Bible calls the third woe, i.e. World War III. Now they want to jump on the bandwagon? We don't look so crazy now, do we? Nuclear nightmares. Who's been the ones talking about that for the longest? Now they're catching on, but at the same time demonizing us, telling us, stay away from them, they're a cult. Okay. All right. With the following fresh assertion of Biden's Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, who said before Congress on Thursday, if Ukraine falls, I really believe that NATO will be in a fight with Russia, Austin stated. Well, didn't we just get to hearing that? Macron and his buddies in NATO, they said we cannot let Russia win. So guess what? Avengers assemble. NATO, you're going to have to pull it together. Suit up and boot up. What's more is that this came the very day that Russian President Vladimir Putin warned things could easily spiral toward nuclear war in the scenario that NATO sends troops to Ukraine. According to the fuller context of the Pentagon chief statements, he emphasized that more Washington funding is crucial for Ukraine in order to prevent a situation where, quote, one country can redraw its neighbors' boundaries and illegitimately take over its sovereign territory. We ain't even got to talk about the politics behind that. That's neither here nor there. His answer is send more funding, dig up more money. I mean, aren't we at like over 100 billion at this point, and it's not working? Send some of that to me, man. If you're just gonna throw it down the toilet and flush, send some of that over here. I'm in a war too. We're in a war too, fighting for souls. Come on. We know that if Putin is successful here, he will not stop. Now, they know that, huh? Okay. He will continue to take more aggressive actions in the region, and other leaders around the world, other autocrats around the world will look at this and will be encouraged by the fact that this happened and we failed to support a democracy. So in other words, he's saying if we don't stop him, Putin and his allies are going to take over. One of his allies, Iran. Is it Iran or Iran? I think it's Iran. I always say Iran. Everybody say Iran. You ask one of them uh the Persian Ishmaelites, they'll say it's Iran. Who gives a damn? Lebanon will be next. Iran, green lights. Hezbollah attack on Israel. So the Jerusalem Times says that they're getting ready to get green lit from Iran. Hezbollah is a big problem for Israel, for the West. That's a whole nother battle and war that they don't want no parts of right now. So Iran has given Lebanese terror organization Hezbollah the green light to escalate its attacks along Israel's northern border. The Arabic Post reported on Wednesday, citing high-level Iranian and Lebanese sources. So they're getting ready to step it up over there a little bit more, right? So we got what's going on in Gaza and dealing with Hamas. Hamas's big brother and full supporter is Hezbollah, which they are a massive army equipped with, weaponry that will rival the West, with the exception of the nukes. And they're saying, listen, green light, let's go. More action, more death, more mayhem. Did y'all see this? At least 70 people killed as crowds rush aid trucks. So there's a famine going on over there right now because we've seen the videos of the Israeli troops ransacking the aid trucks, destroying the food, starving out the Gazans. So now they got aid trucks that's coming in to help feed the people of Gaza and the Palestinians. And guess what? 70 people got killed as crowds rush the aid trucks. What's this?
Now, the war in the Middle East, where at least 70 people were killed and many others injured today as crowds rushed to aid trucks in Gaza as they entered that area. Israeli government officials confirm Israeli troops used live fire, but they're saying the crowd
Look at all them people, man. They look like ants. Ants. Scrambling, trying to get food. Right? They got reports of them out there eating donkeys and anything else they can get their hands on. They're over there jacked up, right?
posed a threat to Israeli soldiers. It's not clear what that threat could have been. Saying the crowd posed a threat to Israeli soldiers. It's not clear what that threat could have been.
Now, hold on. They said that the Israeli troops started firing on the crowd because they posed a threat to Israeli troops. And he just got to saying it's not clear what the threat was. They can just say, "Oh, we were under threat. We had to start letting off." Well, what was the threat? We'll get back to you on that. So it's not clear.
The Israeli military is saying some of the casualties may have been caused by trampling in the crowd. Russian
trampling. I wonder if gunshots. You know how that works out, man. You got a crowd and you hear gunshots and bodies dropping, man. People getting trampled, they get to running. Who initiated that? They're saying, oh, as soon as the trucks pulled over the food, they just started, acting like zombies. Which may be partly true. But they're framing this as saying that the Palestinians basically killed themselves. There was some shots fired by the Israeli troops because they felt threatened because the zombies, the Palestine man, was getting ready to eat them. So they had to shoot them down. Oh, but the rest of them, they died because they trampled each other. That's the storyline. You believe that?
President.
You believe that? Hold on. Now, look at this. The latest condemnation of Israel's action in Gaza grows after dozens killed while seeking aid. And slow Biden, all of a sudden now he's this big old humanitarian. Now he's doing food drops over there. All of a sudden now, election time, now he's got aid coming over there, man, dropping off food. He's dropping food off like bombs. They can't go in there and just hand the food over, and do some real humanitarian work and do it organized and structured, man. They're going over there dropping packages off. And then he says, oh, that's not enough. We need more for them. Now all of a sudden you care about the sand niggas, huh? Oh, very interesting. Turkey has joined Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Jordan in condemning Israeli forces shooting desperately hungry Palestinians waiting for the delivery of aid, with the Turkish foreign ministry accusing Israel of using starvation as a weapon of war in Gaza. You don't say. Starve them out, then you bring in food, draw a crowd, spray them down. Now it says at least 115. So the earlier reports are 70. So the numbers are still going up. But look what the headline says. It says dozens were killed. So when you think dozens, what do you think? Oh, maybe, 12, 24, 36. See how they downplay it? Oh, it was a couple dozen. 115 were killed and hundreds more wounded. Headline says, oh, it was just dozens. Don't worry about it. At least 115 Palestinians were killed, hundreds more wounded. The health ministry in Gaza said Israeli troops apparently fired heavily into the crowd, as more than 80% of the wounded brought to one hospital have been struck by gunfire, the hospital's chief said Friday. Surprising that they even have a hospital, being that they've been getting bombed. Israel said many of the dead were trampled in the chaotic crush for the food aid, and that its troops only fired when they felt endangered by the crowd. Very interesting. So it was a suicide rush by the zombies, man, and they just try to, back them down. I'm very interested to find out how many actually had bullet holes in them, of the 115 and hundreds wounded. Watch this.
Thank you. You don't have
Matthew Miller, spokesperson for the U.S. State Department. Title of this video is Tense Exchange Between a Journalist and U.S. Department Spokesperson Over Gaza Aid Convoy Incident. Now, let's hear what the White House got to say about this.
Have any doubt that only one side did the shooting and the killing and the shelling and so on of these people, correct?
Said, I have seen reports I have seen different reports with respect to that very question.
Right.
We don't know, as I said earlier, the ground truth of what happened, which is why we think it's appropriate that investigation be conducted.
So you think that there were other people shooting?
Said, I said I have seen reports that other people were shooting. I don't know the veracity of any of those reports, which is why we're seeking more information.
And you expect to get any results from these investigations, this report? Will you come back to us next week and tell us this is?
I can't promise you next week because I don't know how long an investigation will take, but hold on. Certainly when an investigation is completed and we're briefed on that investigation, I'm happy to come brief you on that.
On the principle of it, why is it so difficult for this government to say we condemn the killing of children, Palestinian women and children? Why can't
now, that's right, y'all. Absolutely. They got plenty other aid from Egypt and elsewhere, man, trying to get them aid, and they're getting blocked off and cut off. They just got to saying that's why they're using starvation as a tactic. But notice here, man, the reporter said, why is it so difficult for you to condemn the killing of women and children in Gaza? How come you just can't say we condemn these attacks? Watch his song. Look, watch his response.
you say the word condemn?
Said, if you listen to what I said a moment ago, hold on. Said, please don't interrupt me.
Yeah?
I said far too many Palestinians have died.
Far too many. Did he say condemn? No.
Thousands of Palestinian children have died, and it is a tragedy when one of them dies. Of course, we don't want to see a single child die.
Now, you notice this guy is already lying. He's already filibustering. He's already trying to come up with a diplomatic answer for this. This is how you know that Esau's a damn devil. Sirach 12. Sirach 12:16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Said, if you heard what I said, thousands, it was terrible. Thousands of children have died. We don't agree. We don't like what's going on over there. Oh yeah, I sympathize with the Palestinians. Oh yeah. Oh, the enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. See, he's giving lip service. He's trying to seduce and lose you in the words and everything. Oh yeah. I'm with it. Yeah. Meanwhile, more bombs, more killing, and we're not going to talk about I mean, them people over there, man, the GMO small hats, they can get away with bloody murder, man, and nobody will say anything. All they got to do is say, hey, hold on, that's anti-S word. You can't do that to me. I can do whatever I want. And as soon as you say something about me and my people, oh, that's hate speech. Oh, you can't do that. You're anti-S word. The fact that I even have to say that and abbreviate lets you know that the bots and the algorithms is programmed to listen out for that. Look, it says he will weep with his eyes. Oh, this is a tragedy. You know, we don't, there's far too many deaths has already happened. Yeah, I agree. But he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Esau is bloodthirsty, man. He don't give a damn. He's gonna keep it up. They ain't talking about regulating the small hat GMO frauds over there. Psalm 5 and 6 says, thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. Leasing is lies. The Most High said he's going to destroy them that speak with lies. You know, thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. Well, that's a so-called white man. He's bloody. He's deceitful. He's killed, raped, robbed, murdered nations, countries, colonized whole communities and land masses. And then sit back and lies and says we're the founding fathers of America. Huh? What? The Most High said he abhors, he hates, detests the bloody and deceitful man. That's why this reporter is sitting back saying, well, how come you just can't say we condemn the attacks? How come you can't say, man, we speak against what's going on over there? Job 15:6, it says, thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I, yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Watch it.
Thank you. Man. We're shooting.
Saeed, I said I have seen reports that other people were shooting. I don't know the veracity of any of those.
See how defensive he is? He can't take no pressure when you got to speak it. When he's saying, listen, just speak out against your allies, your little brother, the GMO small husband. Just go on record and say you condemn what they're doing, man. They're out of control. They're doing too much over there. Just go on and say that. He's super defensive.
Reports, which is why we're seeking more information.
And you expect to get any results from these
as a result of this conflict, which is why we have been working to bring this conflict to a close. Palestinian children have died, and Saeed, if you listen to what I said a moment ago, hold on, Saeed, please don't interrupt me.
Yeah.
I said far too many Palestinians have died. Thousands of Palestinian.
See that he's weeping with them. I said, you know, far too many children have died. I'm with you. Meanwhile, he's just waiting for more blood. But watch this.
Children have died, and it is a tragedy when one of them dies. Of course, we don't want to see a single child die. We don't want to see anyone die as a result of this conflict, which is why we have been working to bring this conflict to a close as soon as possible. But whenever you ask me these questions, I do think you continue to kind of just glide over the fact that Hamas bears a great deal of responsibility for putting those children in harm's way. Remember, it was Hamas that launched this.
It's Hamas's fault. Look, let's. Hey, yeah, I agree. The kids shouldn't have been dying, but guess what? It's Hamas's fault. It's not the Israelis' fault. No, they haven't had a version of apartheid going on over there. No, they haven't had, you know, the stealing of land. No, they haven't been homogenizing and oppressing the sand Negroes, not Negroes, the Ishmaelites over there. No, none of that's been going on. The 70-year conflict. He's boiling it down to October 7th. And he says it's their fault.
War in the first place, with an attack on Israel that killed men, women, and children, and that Hamas that hid and continues to hide behind children as human shields. So we do not want to see any child die We don't want to see any innocent civilian die, which is why we are working so hard to try to achieve a temporary ceasefire that would alleviate their suffering.
Yet I have not heard the word condemn. I mean, this war.
And they ain't cut him. After all that you said, I still ain't heard you say condemn. He said, "Can't you just say that one word? You yapping, you filibustering, you talking all that. You just blame Hamas for everything, and now you still can't say." And we've heard a number of different bombing of encampments, refugee encampments, innocent people dying because they're looking for one Hamas leader, right?
Began way before October 7. I mean, in fact, the reason that this administration was so strong on, pursuing it.
Look at this guy, man. He looking so damn deterred. Like, I wish he would shut up. This bastard. I don't want to answer this.
Middle East peace and so on, because the war has been going on for decades before and so on. We heard this administration when they came into office talking about reopening the consulate, talking about reopening the PLO office here, talking about restarting and reigniting peace talks and so on, re-aiding UNRWA and so on, simply because the war has been going on for a very long time. Because God.
Long story short, here, as far as I know, he never said he condemns the attack. That's against the rules, man. You cannot speak out against the people. You understand? The propaganda has already been aligned. You can't go out there and say anything against it. That's why their mouths condemn them, because they won't go on record and say, yeah, the GMO small hats is going too far. This is out of control. We don't stand behind that, right?
Hamas did on that day, and it is what Hamas did on that day that led to the outbreak of this war and led to the suffering of
so it's all
so many
Hamas
innocent
fault. Forget the history, forget everything else. But again, this is only to show the condemnation of Esau and his love for blood, his love for war, how he stands behind his allies, his racist attacks. He won't say, hey man, that was jacked up. Yeah, they went too far, man. And then they just randomly throw out there, they're standing behind women and kids for human shields. Where has that been at? Where's that document? Y'all seen any of those videos or anything like that? Or is it just being said?
Thank you.
I think it's just being said. Continuing on, in other news, Vlad's red button. Putin threatens to nuke the West after accusing NATO of planning to strike Russia in a rambling speech. So there we have it. He's saying, now look at it. Deranged despot Vladimir Putin has warned the West is in danger of being nuked as he ran it for more than 2 hours. The tyrant's threat in his annual State of the Union speech comes just 2 weeks before a sham election that is set to hand him another 6 years of power. So they've already determined that the election is a sham, that he lied, that nobody wants him to be president. They love him over there, and that nobody loves him over there. He's just going to have to deal with stealing the election. He's rambling. Take it for play if you want to. He said, man, if NATO comes in, that's the whole reason why this war in Ukraine is even set up, because NATO broke their treaty with trying to establish their troops and defenses closer to the agreed radius near Russia. They said they wouldn't, have any dealings with Ukraine on them levels. And what they do, they did it. Putin was like, man, I can't trust y'all. It's time to go to war. Amongst other things as to why the war was going on. But they say, man, he's just rambling. Well, the Most High ain't rambling. The Most High is not rambling. 2 Peter 3:9 says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And that's key. The Most High is long suffering, his grace and mercies are mighty. So while we have the opportunity to repent, while we have the opportunity to seek life, let's do that. Most High says he's long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. Verse 10 is key. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. I wonder what that noise is. Bombs, right? Great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. So yeah, we know that the Most High is going to come with heat and destruction, with the chariots. But before that gets cracking, man, the nations, remember, we just got to read earlier, they're going to be gathered and assembled with the indignation of the Most High. And they're going to utilize the weapons of warfare and their crafty devices against themselves, right? So the earth, also in the works that are therein, shall be burned up. So when Putin is talking about, look, we're that much closer to World War III if NATO keeps moving. We just got to hearing the mouthpieces of Lloyd Austin, Macron, Slovak, all of them talking about NATO saying we got to go to war. Russia can't win. So Putin is rambling because he's preparing himself. He's saying, listen, they keep talking about how they're going to assemble and come against me. I better get ready. And if y'all come at me, I'm not even playing around. We going straight nuke. I'm not effing around. We line up the nukes, man. Isaiah 25:1. It says, "Oh Yahweh, thou art my power. I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name, for thou hast done wonderful things. Thy counsels of old are faithfulness and truth. For thou hast made a city an heap, of a defense city a ruin, a place, so like a palace of strangers to be no city. It shall never be built." So, the Most High is going to destroy, that Iron Dome over there and the defense city, they're going to be ruined, destroyed, man. There ain't no missile defense system that can stop what's going to get ready to go down, let alone the destruction from the chariots of the Lord. The palace of strangers is not going to be a city no more. Therefore shall the strong people glorify thee. The city of the terrible nations shall fear thee. For thou hast been a strength to the poor. See, this is why it's all going to go down. Strength to the poor, strength to the needy in his distresses. A refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat, when the blast of the terrible ones is a storm against the wall. See, that's part of the gospel. Isaiah 61 tells us that. You see that? Isaiah 61, this is the gospel. The spirit of the Most High Yahweh is upon me, because Yahweh have anointed me to preach good tidings. That's the good news. That's the gospel. Unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Right? To proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of the vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified. Okay. So when we go back to Isaiah, and what is he saying? For thou hast been a strength to the poor and a strength to the needy and in his distress. That's talking about the city. That's talking about Zion. That's talking about Israel. The strength of the poor, the needy. We're the ones who need saving. We're the ones who need to be brought up out of this captivity. We're the ones who have been shackled and bound with the not only physically, but with the mental shackles of bondage. It says to be a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat. And when the blast of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall. See, the blast of the terrible ones, man, when all hell breaks loose, the Most High is going to provide a wall of protection, Most High willing, for those of us who are found worthy of his grace and mercy. You're going to be protected when all this stuff goes down. Through the grace and mercy of the Most High, Yahweh Shai. Verse 5, thou shalt bring down the noise of strangers as the heat in a dry place, even the heat with the shadow of a cloud. The branch of the terrible ones shall be brought low. The terrible ones is the heathens. The terrible ones is so-called white men. They're going to be brought low. But it can only happen once we get through headlines like this. If Putin's saying, I'm ready to push the panic button, That's fiery judgment, right? So we seen what he's talking. We seen what NATO's planning. He knows it. So he's like, well, if it goes down that way, I'm letting you know right now. We're going straight to the nukes. All right, let's continue. Dramatic moment. NATO Top Guns intercept Russian warplanes over Baltic Sea, then head off more Putin aircraft north of Poland as Vladimir tests the West defenses. So they're already having war games going on. NATO's got Top Gun, planes intercepting Russian fighters that's coming in close to NATO territory, heating them off, telling them, slow down, what you doing? Right? So they're doing a whole lot of saber rattling right now as we speak. Only getting closer, measuring the time. Let's continue. Look, Germany prepares for ground invasion by Putin's forces and chemical attacks on the city. So Germany just got to saying, oh, no, we're not going to send troops over there. But meanwhile, what are they talking about? They're getting prepared. The new report bases its assessment on the lessons learned from Russia's war in Ukraine, where classical warfare techniques have combined with less conventional methods like cyber attack. So Germany's preparing for a ground invasion. They're under full belief that, once Russia's done with Ukraine, they're next. Look, Germans debate the once unthinkable, do we need nuclear weapons? The debate is especially fraught in Germany, which has renounced both nuclear energy and the atomic bomb. See, the Edomite Germans, man, they're so guilt-ridden. They don't want no parts of no more destruction. Everything that they've been caught up in, they don't want nothing to do with it. Now they're like, you know what, but we might want to go ahead on and, consider the nukes now. Why? Oh, because you're hearing Putin's talking about it. You're hearing about Iran saying they're getting ready to get their nukes lined up. They said they can make a nuke in a week. Oh, you got Pakistan. You got North Korea. You got America, China. Everybody else got them. They're reconsidering. All right, let's continue. Oh, everybody put your heads down, man. Moment of silence for one of the demons of the beast system. One of the demons and agents of Satan died. I wish I had a soundboard. Man, the hell with this damn heathen, man. Good riddance. Jacob Rothschild, one of the elites, one of the Illuministic, devil-worshipping, evil empire leaders, colonizer, warmonger, population control, you name it. His bloodline is responsible for the Balfour Declaration, so they helped give them people our land, the whole nine. As him and Marina Abramovic, known for her being a high witch, involving herself in quote-unquote spirit cooking. Y'all ain't heard about her. I remember talking about her in like 2016 or something like that. Jay-Z hanging out with her. Leave it to her. I'm just an artist. Meanwhile, she's making art with pig blood, sperm. What else was it? Blood, sperm, and something else. She's doing art, writing cryptic messages on walls, saying it's an artistic piece. Having fake, mock cannibal artwork using live models who's supposed to be dead and people eating off of their dead bodies. And they're standing in front of a portrait, a painting known as Satan summoning his legions. And if you look close, and y'all can look it up on the internet, look it up on Google. Is Satan a so-called black man or is he white? Every time we say the so-called white man is Satan and the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, we get condemned as a hate group. When they portray themselves and they say, look, no, he would look like us. Look, you got the devil, all these movies, The Devil's Advocate, The Devil Wears Prada, The Devil in a Blue Dress. They got a whole TV show, I think it's on Netflix right now, called Lucifer, among others. He's constantly portraying himself as being Satan, and then we say, yeah, I agree with that. Oh, you're a hate group. Oh, you guys are racist. Oh, how could you say the white man's a devil? He said it. And so does the Lord. So I agree. And you see these two demonic demons standing in front of their zaddy, a portrait of Satan summoning his legions, and look who decides to show up. So one of his agents gave up the ghost. Financier and philanthropist Jacob Rothschild of the renowned Rothschild banking dynasty has died at 87. His family said on Monday. Anybody want to shed a tear? You want to mourn? Okay, you're gonna have to log off of this live then. All right, you gotta get out of here. Proverbs 11:7 says, "When a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of the unjust men perisheth." So what can we take from this? The Lord said, when a wicked man dies, his expectation is going to die with him. What's the white man's expectations is Psalm 49 and 11. 49:11 says, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever." Well, look at that. "And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their name." This is symbolic of showing that the end of the so-called white man's reign is coming to an end. Because the wicked man, one of the most powerful men in their histories, from their cartel banking family, along with his predecessors and his bloodline, are dying off. I'm sure he's got another little demon that's going to take his place. But their thoughts and their established ways of thinking, that's going to come to naught. So when we notice these guys dying off, guess what? Good riddance. Because his expectations of his house is continuing forever and all that, that's going to perish along with him. That gives us more guarantees that the Most High is going to give us our land back. He's going to give us our blessings of the kingdom. He's going to put them in bondage and slavery and then ultimately burn them up. So they got to go. So Lord Rothschild, Jacob, I regret that he even has that name, gave up the ghost. Rothschild began his career in the family bank, N.M. Rothschild and Sons, in 1963 before breaking away to start businesses and charitable organizations. His family paid tribute to him in a statement. "Our father Jacob was a towering presence in many people's lives, a superbly accomplished financier, a champion of the arts and culture, a devoted public servant, a passionate supporter of the charitable causes in Israel and Jewish culture, a keen environmentalist, and much loved friend, father, and grandfather," his family said. Sound like he could do no wrong, huh? Well, we all know the history of the Rothschilds, man. Believe that if you want to. But he's out of here. Let's continue on. Biden announces $1.7 billion in the effort to end hunger. Where was all this damn money at for the last 4 years? When do you hear? Again, going back to Job 15, his mouth was going to condemn him. Sirach 13. If he had needed it, he's going to use you. I think UGL put that up in there. All of a sudden now he got $1 billion. He want to stop hunger. What? I mean, if that's not more see-through than anything, I don't know what to tell you. Biden announced $1.7 billion in an effort to end hunger in the U.S. by 2030, with the White House saying 17 million households don't have enough food. Really? Oh, now you care about the households having food, the hunger crisis, homelessness. What about the migrant crisis? You gonna touch on that at all? I don't think so. Now he's got a 1.7 billion to end hunger. He's not gonna end hunger, man. What does he think? Didn't we just read in Jeremiah 28:9 that pestilence, famine, Yahweh said famine is gonna be on the earth? So-called white man thinks he's gonna throw on the red, white, and blue cape, and he's gonna stop the prophecy of famine coming up upon the earth. If you don't knock it off with the lies, man. Forked tongue speaketh he. Right? Let's get 7. Here's a classic one, man. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. He's only doing this to try to garner votes, trying to get some sympathy, trying to get people to run to the elections, man, and say, well, he's doing all these great things, man. If we give him another 4 years, he's really going to turn things around. Everything's going to be great. Look, he wants to end homelessness. He wants to cancel your student debt. He wants to end hunger. He's got great plans. I mean, didn't he say that in 2020? He got all these great plans and ain't nothing happened but more layoffs, more destruction of businesses, more people dropping and flopping over dead because they got poked in the arm with something that probably wasn't good for them. War, homelessness on the rise, border collapse, economic dysfunction with all the banks closing down. But you leave it to him, he says everything's great. Unbelievable. Look, Macy's is closing 150 stores. But the economy is booming right now. I can't tell. Last week, we just seen Walmart closing multiple stores. Macy's closing multiple stores. See, the infrastructure of America is completely collapsing on the inside out. Slowly but surely, right? Wendy's to test surge pricing using high-tech menu boards that change in real time. Look what they're doing now. They're going to start adjusting prices at Wendy's based upon high time traffic. So you might go to Wendy's on lunch, and whatever meal you get, or burger, whatever, may cost you $7 at lunchtime. Then you go back at dinner time, it's $8.50 in the same day. Look, Wendy's is about to test a surge pricing model similar to Uber, in which the cost of menu items will fluctuate throughout the day in high-tech menu boards that can update prices in real time, meaning a burger and fries will cost people more during the lunch or dinner rush than slower times of the day. You see the wickedness of the so-called white man? This dude is wicked as hell. Wicked as hell. Now he's, they already got over there in Connecticut talking about a Big Mac meal is down there $20. I know somebody that said they went to KFC and asked for they said what? 6 chicken strips was $18. $18 for 6 chicken strips. I couldn't believe when what? Unbelievable. This is what they're up to now. So I guess it's a fair balance though, because you can say, well, shoot, we don't need to be eating that anyway. I'm cool. I mean, don't worry. The garbage at the grocery stores is just as expensive and going up just as bad, right? They're squeezing everybody out so that we can all beg for a universal basic income, like they're experimenting on with the quote unquote migrants in New York. Giving them debit cards, saying, here, use this, and you can only use it here. It's all experimental, man. So we see what's happening. All right, Shalom, Cardinal. There go Howard Shine, man. Shalom to you, right? Continuing on. Almost a third of Americans say that First Amendment goes too far. Now, watch this. Remember last week we talked about famine of the word. Canada talking about they were going to they're proposing a bill restricting people reading the Bible publicly, so forth and so on. Remember, I said it's going to trickle down here to America because this is all the Americas. Now look at this. Almost a third of Americans say the First Amendment goes too far. The survey also found that 2/3 of respondents believe that America is on the quote wrong track when it comes to free speech. Notice that 2/3. Where do we hear that number from before? In the spirit, right? Zechariah 13 says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So when ultimate destruction comes down and the purging of the 1/3 comes through that fire and it is refined through the furnaces of affliction, 2/3 of the Lord's people in all the land is going to be destroyed. Now we're seeing, just in the spiritual significance or symbolization of these numbers, 2/3 of people in America are saying Hey, those guys with the freedom of speech, man, is out here speaking publicly about what they, don't like and condemning people. We don't like that. First Amendment shouldn't be about that. Now, watch this. According to a new poll from the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, a First Amendment organization, nearly a third of Americans, including similar numbers of Republicans and Democrats, say the First Amendment goes, quote, too far in the rights it guarantees. More than half agreed that their local community should not allow a public speech. Hello? Did you hear that? Not allow public speech. Who's most famous for public speaking in America? The Jehovah's Witnesses, they ain't out there speaking and condemning nobody. The average Christian church ain't doing it. They the evangelists, and they trying to emulate brothers. You might see them out there in the street corners now, especially amongst the 10 tribe, Northern Kingdom. They be, assembling, trying to get out there. They see the blueprint. They like, we got to get out these whorehouses known as churches, man. We got to get there out on the streets. See how the Israelites are doing it? We got to combat them. Who else are we seeing? I mean, are we seeing TD Fakes? Do he got camps out on the streets? How about Joel Osteen? How about Creflo and Taffy Dollar? Are they mobilizing out there in the streets trying to save souls? I don't think so. But look, more than half agree that their local community should not allow a public speech that exposes a belief they find particularly offensive. You even hear it amongst our people. Hey, you guys should, you don't want to offend anybody, man. You gotta, you can get more bees with honey. There's a time and place for everything, man. Brothers don't just automatically go out there and just start cutting and just slicing it. And if anybody is, they're not, skilled wielding the word. The scriptures say we are to be in defense of the gospel. So anytime that you see all these street teachings and brothers going, exposing Christians and everybody else and atheists and Egyptologists and everything else, and there's always a clickbait headline about, such and such gets destroyed by the Israelites or by the word of God, it's typically in defense of the word. Brothers don't just jump out and be like, hey, you nigga, you gonna die. Like, come on. But this is how and why they weaponized the LGBTQ plus HIV transformer community, because who are the ones that are crying the most? Why are they being utilized as the front between them and the GMO small hats, especially them? Oh, this is offensive. You're saying you're us. Oh, this is offensive. There's no way that you can sit back and say this stuff. This is offensive. You're speaking hate. Oh, this is offensive. You're being homophobic. Oh, you understand? This is why they assemble these particular factions and weaponize them so that they can push this agenda. Because what? Now you got all these people that may not agree with the alphabet agenda, but they don't want no problems either. You heard those people be complicit. Oh, they do what they do, man. They leave me alone. I'm cool, But what you do in your bedroom doesn't affect me. But meanwhile, you ask them, are you good with that? Well, no, but especially in Hollywood, especially within the music industry, everybody you can't say nothing. But the ones who are bold as lions go out there and say, hey, look, Leviticus 20:13 tells you better not do this. You laying in bed like you should be with a woman, you should be put to death. Repent. That's offensive. Man shouldn't be wearing that which belongs to a woman. Stop cross-dressing, brother. Take off the damn heels and the push-up bra and get dress up in masculine fashion. That's offensive. The transformer stuff. The scripture says, man, if a man has his rod chopped off, he's to be banished from the congregation. That's offensive. You don't descend from the true people of the book. You're living a lie. Oh, that's offensive. And now that you start getting more people supporting that, guess what? Now it's going to start getting pushed into legislation and law saying, hey, this is what the people want. You can't blame the government. You can't say that we're imposing it. We're doing what the people want. Why? Because they've already made the people submit to these ideologies and submit to these agendas. Hey, just leave me alone. Keep me out of it. Yeah, you guys shouldn't be talking about them. Leave them alone. Man, you should get money. Hey, why are you worried about what they do in their bed? Are you curious? Maybe you want to get over in there. Like all that type of folly is because they start turning out the minds of the people, man. All right. Those results were disappointing, but not exactly surprising, said Fire Chief Research Advisor Sean Stevens in a Tuesday press release. Here at Fire, we've long observed that many people who say they're concerned about free speech waver when it comes to beliefs they personally find offensive. See, they waver. Oh, I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to, I can't speak on that. Hey, next question. You understand? So now we're wrong for speaking what's right. But that's what the Most High said. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil. It's getting to that point to where we're going to stay with the good, or you're trying to compromise and flip some, bizarro world, Twilight Zone stuff where you're saying, well, evil actually is good. That's where we're at right now. Everything is reversing upside down. But if we say, no, we're reverse engineering, flip it back over, man, no. Doing what's right is where we're standing up. Then it's a problem. Look, but the best way to protect your speech in the future is to defend the right to controversial and offensive speech today. That's the only thing they're saying. Because it's coming down the pipeline. That's why everybody, lined up the social media accounts. They all got the community guidelines. They're suspending accounts. They're flagging accounts. They're doing everything. You can't say they're rearranging, they're restructuring, they're updating the clauses and the agreements. And, you can't. Until you're saying, okay, well, you know what? The hell with social media. I'm going to go over here back out on the streets. Then it's, you can't have amplified sound here. Do you have a permit for that? Oh, actually, you got to be quiet. These people are offended. Pack it up. Actually, according to the new ordinances, you can't speak anything from that Bible. That's the rabbit hole we dipping down. All right. Look at this. Global freedom dropped sharply in 2023, a study says. Global freedom. So what does that mean? If you don't have freedom, that means you got oppression. But a Negro running around here talking about I ain't oppressed. What? You got to clock that? You got to punch that clock for the so-called white man? No, I got my own business. Okay, well, you paying them taxes? Are you paying the bandwidth for your internet? Are you paying the fees for your e-commerce store? Are you doing? Okay, yeah. There's really no freedom, man. You paying taxes on that land that you bought that house? Oh, you still under that 30-year adjustable mortgage that they're getting ready to boost the rates on you and get you up out of there? Come on, we got to stop playing games. Statistics are showing global freedom is dropping. That means that they're closing in on creating a global oppressive system. Do you understand? Democracy faced sharp, widespread setbacks worldwide in 2023 with violence and manipulation marring a series of elections. Freedom House said Thursday. Its annual report, the U.S.-funded pro-democracy advocacy and research group switched classifications for two countries, downgrading Ecuador from free to partly free and upgrading Thailand from not free to partly free. And he said, well, that's great for Thailand. Partly free? What? That's good? That's just as bad as Ecuador going from free to partly free. That's downgrading. Partly free is not something to rejoice about. But they try to act like, hey, that's an upgrade. What? That you still are not free completely? Overall political rights and civil liberties declined. Overall political rights and civil liberties declined. So when we're seeing about Canada talking about banning you reading the Bible publicly and America now talking about, hey, the First Amendment actually goes a little too far, man. We might have to restrict that. Slow Biden is looking any way he can try to restrict the Second Amendment. If he can do that, he's going to move on to the next. Oh, we got to get rid of that freedom of speech, right to assemble, freedom of religion, all that. No, we got to get rid of all of this stuff. How else are you going to have a great reset? How else are they going to establish a world economic forum? World. Economic Forum that's based upon a quote global reset. Cyber attacks, they already said, imagine a frightening scenario. Remember that? We talked about that last weekend. Klaus Schwab, imagine the frightening scenario of a cyber attack, comprehensive cyber attack that will make the COVID-19 like a small disturbance. They got all the weaponry lined up what they're ready to do, man. And once they keep stripping down civil liberties and quote unquote freedoms from everybody, now we realize we're going to be in a completely oppressive system, global, worldwide. That's what they want. Agenda 2030, getting everybody begging for change and begging for help via famine, pestilence, war, economic depression. Save us. Remember, problem, reaction, solution. All right. They got it all lined up. It says, even if you look at it region by region, usually we are able to say that one is an outlier, but every single region registered a decline. Huh? Every single region registered a decline. The deterioration is pretty widespread. Do you hear that? Global freedom is deteriorating. It's registering a decline everywhere you look. See, that's why we were already instructed in the book of Micah. Micah 2. 2 and 10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. We're not supposed to be getting comfortable talking about my country, 'tis a be sweet land of liberty, putting your hand on your right hand over your heart, talking about how much you pledge allegiance to the beast. Not supposed to be trying to get all super comfy over here, man. Oh, this is great. I love America. I love wherever I'm scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm just going to go dip over here to this country. I'm going back to the motherland, so-called Africa. Or I'm going to go over here I'm going to escape to the islands. The most I said, this is not your rest, man. We're not to be at rest until we've entered into our kingdom. That's the rest. That's real rest, right? It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Why? Because it's polluted. It shall destroy you. You invest too much into this place, man, it will destroy us. Why? Even with the sword destruction. Because America does not promote the laws and the commandments of the Most High. America does not promote truth. America promotes all kind of debauchery, lies, and deceptions. You know, war, blood, sexual depravity. You know, the whole nine. Y'all know that. We know that. Right? But it said worldwide it's deteriorating. Look at this. More than 70 Senegalese migrants discovered living in cramped NYC basement where they sleep in shifts. So they bringing in, you know, these migrants, man, for Senegalese. Look, I had my first encounter with telling Aladad this. I had my first encounter with the quote unquote migrants, and I had it twice. I was coming out of the 99-cent store, and this cat from Senegal, man, he runs up on me, and he's like, "Oh, here," and he's trying to give me some bracelet with an eyeball on it or something. And I'm like, well, what is this, man? What you want? And he's like, here, free. And I said, oh, no, I'm okay. I said, where are you from? Oh, Senegal. I said, oh, okay. I said, no, I'm good. I don't want that. Oh, so hungry. Got money, hungry. I said, no, man, get up out of here. I don't know what you're doing. And I said, oh, these are these migrants. They coming over and they hustling, trying to sell you little handmade, you know, woven bracelets and little trinkets and stuff like that, thinking, you know, I'm a tourist or something in West Africa and Senegal looking to bring something back. I'm like, bro, you know where you at? You can't sell me no damn souvenir like I'm in West Africa that I want to take home. You trying to sell this to me here in this captivity? No, sir. And it's got a damn eye on it? No. I'm all right. Then I'm coming out the grocery store, maybe about 2-3 weeks later, it's 2 more of them. And this is in a different area. I'm in Inglewood one time. Now I'm in Hawthorne. Same cats, not the same ones, different ones, selling the same thing. Senegal, oh yeah. I'm like, oh boy, here they go. We're starting to see the 10 tribes, the Northern King. They all over the place. We just seen some what was it, about 3 weeks ago? Over in Wilmington. They was assembling on the corners. You could tell there was one cat man that was talking to them and giving them their instructions and all that. They was waiting to get picked up somewhere. I was like, oh boy. But here you see, you got people, man, taking advantage of. Remember that white woman? She had the Haitian family living in her house talking about how great it is. It's like I got a private chef. Oh, they love to cook for me. I think it's so great. Yeah, she got her own personal servers now. Now you got this cat over here, man, got a basement that he's renting out $300 a month for 70 of them. Do the math. How much is that? 70 times 300? Look, it says dozens of migrant men have been living in a cramped basement under a Queens furniture store where beds are so in demand that only half of the inhabitants can sleep there at one time. City officials said fire prevention inspectors discovered the illegal boarding house Monday when they were called to the 13202 Liberty Avenue in South Richmond Hill to investigate reports. Reports a large collection of e-bikes. And you've been seeing too a lot of the Northern Kingdom migrants, man. They over there getting down with the police, man. They ride in anytime somebody gets pulled over, stop, questions. They jumping out, man. So they're already mobilized and ready to rebel. They need the truth though. It says that's when they found 40 migrants, mostly from Senegal, sleeping in the basement on the first floor, and realized the true number was actually twice that. The cellar had no ventilation, no natural light, illegal plumbing, and too few exits for the amount of people sleeping there. I mean, this is on par with the damn GMO small hats with the tunnels. What happened to that? That kind of got swept under the rug real quick. And you remember one of them small hat representatives was like, oh, this is the result of anti-S word, talking about these tunnels. Leave us alone. And before you know it, you ain't seen a story yet since about what the hell was going on over there. But I digress. The building department issued a full vacate order for the basement and the floor due to severe overcrowding and hazardous fire trap conditions. Now it says, Ebo Sar, the 47-year-old owner of the furniture business, admitted that he charged each man $30, $300 monthly quote contribution to live in his little hostel. $300. Now I said I need to do the math. 300 times 70, $21,000 a month. He's getting just off of migrants posted up in a damn probably rat infested basement somewhere. And he says, oh, it's just a contribution. And I read another story. He had like 2 of them. This guy was coming up. That's why they're out there hustling, trying to get paid so that they can have a little roof over their head. Because they came over here thinking the American dream was ready to go for them. And all of a sudden, Eric Adams and them is saying, oh, you guys got to get up out of here. We can't hold you here no more. Let's continue. Deadly Texas wildfires torch 1 million acres, destroy thousands of cattle, and keep raging out of control. They said at this point, man, the fires down there is the size of Rhode Island, which is the smallest state in the country. However, can you imagine the whole state on fire? What was that in Deuteronomy? The Most I say he's a consuming fire. Oh no, Hebrews, but it is Deuteronomy 4. Deuteronomy 4:24 says, for the Most High Yahweh, thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. So when we see the flames engulfing places here in Texas, It's raging out of control. They got hit with this major fire going on down there, man. It's all bad. 1 million acres. And if you got any idea how big an acre is, man, that's decent sized land. 1 million of them, and it said it's destroying thousands of cattle. So how that's going to impact the food supply, not sure. I read one report that was saying that it's probably about 1% of the cattle industry there in Texas, but they're saying thousands of them died, and it's going to destroy livelihoods for the cattle range farmers. Look, the catastrophic infernos ripping across the Texas Panhandle have killed at least one person and threatened to destroy more homes, cattle, and livelihoods as the second largest wildfire in state history, engulfs every land every minute. In Texas and Oklahoma, the Smokehouse Creek fire has already scorched 900,000 acres, larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. Oh, larger than. The vast majority of the destruction has been in northern Texas, where 83-year-old Joyce Blankenship was killed by the inferno. The house is gone, right? Here you see Texas ranches ravaged by wildfires face a long recovery. Tens of thousands of cattle were killed. But what happened with in ancient Egypt? This is just precursors. Ancient Egypt, you had the murrain that destroyed livestock. 2 Ezra 15 says he's going to destroy Egypt with plagues as before. So it's not just this one. Remember all them thousands of cows that died in Kansas a year ago? Remember that TikTok video? Guy was driving, he's filming all the dead cows on the side of the road, right? I have my speculations too. It's possible, it's possible. But anyway, let's move on. I'm almost done. Women are turning to robot manicures so they don't have to tip their nail techs. So here we see, even in AI, they're switching off from the fast food. The robots is coming in. Moab is getting replaced with robots to do your nails and all that now. And they say they're switching up. They said they can get it done in 10 minutes and pay $10, as opposed to however much it costs to get your nails done. So we see the industry is already collapsing, even down to certain simple things like getting your nails done. Look, a lot of nationwide robotic manicurists were created by Clockwork, a California-based nail technology company that launched in 2021. The machines are meant to provide self-care that's fast and affordable for anyone hoping to get a manicure. Are y'all ready to put your fingers under the hands of some robot so he can, the robot can and buff you out and all that? I don't know. That's kind of dangerous if you ask me. I don't know. But anyway, it says there are currently more than 10 Clockwork locations nationwide, and shoppers can also get a robotic manicure at 6 Target stores. Oh, isn't that nice? User Foxy Mama Bailey was one of the many customers who decided to get a robotic manicure at Target. The machine she was at successfully painted her thumbnail blue yesterday, and a TikToker revealed that the manicure only took 10 minutes to complete. A negative side effect of the Clockwork machine is the possibility of a technical malfunction like the one at Get a Life Sarah had. The machine did eventually begin to work again, and she went on to have a 10-minute manicure that only cost $10. So even Moab, man, out there slaving, getting them nails done, they get ready to put their butts out of business too. The robots is on their way. AI is getting ready to make their move. We already see what's happening within the tech industry. AI is capitalizing heavy on taking down, industry or whatnot. So we see what's happening. That's what I'm saying. Put your hand up in there, man. Something go wrong? Yeah, I don't do that, man. But nowadays, man, you get some of these men going out getting mani and petties with their wives or their girlfriends. Who knows? Who knows who's up to that? Well, more than likely, they're not gonna be doing it no more. Oh yeah, Yeah, take the fingers off, man. Put your hands up in there. Go ahead if you want to. You know, we've seen all the movies, man, with somebody putting their hands inside a garbage disposal and, you know, tearing off some fingers, man. I'm cool. Yeah, Howard Shine. You know, George Soros, he be acting like he's just this benevolent, you know, philanthropist, man. He cares about you brown and black folks. You know, he's organizing a collapse with big money. Big money. So there you have it, man. There you have it. Another one in the books. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Howard Shine, man. Hopefully everybody got some edification and enjoyed this DSGM today. MOTC, man, we'll be closing out our Shabbat, man, 4:00 Pacific Standard Time, man. Come join us for a closing Sabbath class and fellowship. If you can do it live, come back live with us. If not, watch it on the rebound. But either way, man, pray everybody's well, enjoys the rest of your Shabbat. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. You already know. Always remember, fear the Most High. Keep the commandments. Don't shoot your messenger. Shalom.